All right. Hi, all. Welcome. So we're going to pretend like none of that just happened. All right, let's move on. You're ready? Let's get into InDesign. We're going to do a multi-page document today together, okay? If you want to go in and what you can do is grab the stuff that's in weekly content, okay? I'm going to start sharing. I am recording currently, and there will be transcript at the end as well for anyone who needs that, which is amazing. So we're right here, yes? What I'd like you to do is go into weekly content, okay? And we've all got hopefully a monitor set up that'll help us, right? We've been working through, that way we can watch the in classes together and then also come back and do this, right? So hopefully that's helpful for everyone. I brought everything forward, yo, everything's here, yes? So we're ready to rock, pardon the pun. We're ready to rock, St. Louis. This is Springfield, Steven. Yeah, whatever. So we're doing a rock and roll cover, yeah? Simpsons, oh my God, awesome. So that was Aerosmith, Steven Tyler, just saying. Okay, you're like, Aero who? Okay, all files. Please tell me you know who Aerosmith is. Download this, please, zip file. This is what we'll be working with today, okay? I don't really have a whole lot for you. We'll just break this down maybe into 3 or 4 videos, I think would be good. Bite-sized chunks, so hopefully you can pick up where you left off as we've done in the past. I am hoping that for all of you who are coming out and at least joining me for the first 3 hours, you're finding that, okay, good, I got to the majority of what I needed. And yes, I know you had to watch maybe another half-hour video to get to the end. But I'm hoping it's not painful. So InDesign, last episode, last assignment, multi-page, yes, amazing, and where we're going to be, okay, by the end of today. Now we have video lectures here, okay. As mentioned, we know where to find them, so come on in here if you need to catch up or go to where we get to. I'm finding these in classes with these Zooms, etc. I talk a lot more. I don't know, maybe it's because I'm in the comfort of my own home and I'm cozy and it's nice. But I don't ramble, but I think I maybe go with a more in depth in things than I typically would maybe in class, because in class I'm in the zone, right? I'm like, this is what I have to complete. This is what I need to get through. And you're in front of a large crowd, so it's kind of like, I'm not typically nervous anymore, but that's kind of the deal. So I'm finding that's kind of why maybe I'm going a little long, is because I'm kind of going over things maybe at a slower pace, because that's the other thing I've been told, freaking slow down, dude. So I'm trying to work on that as well. So a few things for that. That's all good. Our final week together, yes, we'll work on this multi-page as mentioned. Really what InDesign is all about, right? We've done a postcard. We did a cover together that emulates your last project, which you're currently working on, hopefully. Yes, and we're going to get that all done. Now, if you missed that, go back to last week and make sure you watch those videos to make sure you're set up 100%, okay? Also, Alex, I know you mentioned about the video game cover spec and the rubric. I apologize for that. It was the old one for the book cover. I just fixed that all up for everyone, okay? So you're golden now. Are there any questions about either the assignment that you're currently working on or the project, due dates? Did I miss anything on the due dates? I think we're set now. You can throw it in chat. Alex, we're good?
Yeah, no, my thing's just like freaking out. I don't know why.
Okay, awesome. Well, not awesome, but okay, no worries. So yeah, zip file we're going to work with today. Grab it right now if you could. I just showed you where that was. Click on it, download it. We're going to get into organizing those files in a second. Pretty much already organized for you, which is nice. Yeah. Excuse me. Now, if you're not in class, meaning here with me in your living room or in your wherever you may be, right, you can watch the videos as always and catch up where you left off. Now, a few things I'm going to need from you. These specs are as important, if not more important, than completing the exercise the way I completed, because these are the things that really are the ones that I want you to keep an eye on. I want to make sure that we can see our links, swatches, master pages, and overall doc size. Okay, so I'm going to need this named as a screenshot, as always. Okay, PNG. I'm also emulating our final project and asking for a small file PDF. Okay. Now it's low res. I should change this. Sorry, I'm gonna just rename this. Some of us may be having when I say smallest, it should smallest is the word I need to look for here. Okay, because when you go to smallest, size is what it's called, and we'll look at that together. Okay, in the PDF settings. I should even just have a picture here for you to show you what it looks like, and we'll do that, but that hopefully makes sense when we go to make a PDF. Okay, well, if you just need to go right to the end of the video to see how to submit it and file, that's beauty, right? Oh, it says it right there. Oh my goodness, smallest file. This is how you do it. I need my glasses, yo. Where are my glasses? Oh, I'm not going to be able to do this. What happened? When did I get old? Okay. We'll see how far we get. We'll get the document set up. I can't see a darn thing. I think I would have noticed that. It's all good. So that's that. Lecture instructions videos will be here. Okay. Sound good? When we'll copy and paste. Hey, check this out. Let's do this now. You ready? Since we're here, go ahead and grab this name. Right click, copy. Let's just hold that into we're going to throw that into our little clipboard for a second. We'll leave it there, right? No one needs to know. We're going to use that for our naming convention. Now the in-class is exactly as it has been in design assignment 3 multi-page, right? I don't really have instruction aside from just follow the instructions, okay? It's all good. It's all there. So, and we'll complete it together. So you will have until December 11th. Notice you will not get an added week because I need to get marks in. So once December 11th comes around, that's going to be the final day. So please, if you could just get that in, okay? I'm hoping we're going to be 90% of the way there. Or maybe again, I might just end it where I'm at because I talk too much and that's just the way it goes. So it's okay. And I know it's going to irk me to not get to the end, but that's what happens. Video game cover final assignment is here. So I'm just going through the weekly module by hitting the next key, as we know that we can do that, right? So I'll just click next, 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 right? So we were in the multi, now we're in the assignment for your major project. So having a look at this, this will be due on the 9th, it looks like, right? Awesome, so you have plenty of time. I gave you a 2-day window, so if you do miss it on the 9th and you're busy working away at other things, please just don't miss the 11th day. So mark December 11th on your calendar and just mark it in red and just say, CAB class, really important. Do not miss this day. That way, I know you might take a bit of a hit on it. I haven't been deducting the full 20% for most of us. I've really just deducted about 10. It really depends, mostly, not really depends, just kind of depends on the marking scheme and so on. But, right? Yeah, okay. So that's good to know, okay? Now, that's it. This is it, right? 13 points for required elements. So we did this last week, right? For the most part, at least getting to our in-class done. But this is your main rubric for your final. I can't wait to see all these come to life and see what you guys do for this, okay? For your video game cover, etc. I mentioned I was hoping to do up a video for anyone who wants to do a large video game cover, but if you do want that, let me know, and we can even work through it together. I'm not going to do up a video until someone says, dude, can you help me out with this? I would like to do it. If you guys are like, nope, I got it. I know how to do it. I'll figure it out, Mitch, right? Then that's great. But if you do need help with it, please don't hesitate, right? Because then I can help you out with it. Cool. InDesign quiz, you get 2 attempts, right? This is our last quiz, right? When is it available to you as of today? Oh, look at that, yesterday. So you can, in fact, go in and do that. I did give you till the 18th. The quizzes mark themselves, so I don't have to do any marking for that, right? So I gave myself a week just to get through all of these assignments, hence why I have everything due on the 11th, if you're wondering, okay? Because yes, there's a lot of finals and a lot of marking and a lot of feedback and audio, and oh my goodness. So what do we got here? Everyone. So oh, there you go, rock and roll cover video. Oh, I sounded so excited in that one. Don't worry, I didn't make those live. They were old ones. It sounded like I was half asleep. That's all good. So I'm not going to make them live. Just watch the ones we're doing today, as it's what we're doing in class. Yeah, and we'll emulate what we do in class, and we'll be happy. Okay. Now, I'm wondering, swatches are there. Yeah, we can go ahead and use swatches. That's great. We did that last week as well. All right, we're ready to rock. What time is it here? It's been 20 minutes. Oh, look at this. We're working on package design. I can't wait to get here with all you. This is like in 2 years' time. So fun. Oh, it's awesome. Okay, so the student's doing an awesome little chocolate box. But we're not going to save that. Oh, look at this. They're doing a dynamite. It's a landmine. I know. Don't. That's crazy. They're called dynamites. Right? Anyway, all this fun stuff. Okay, cool. So this is what we're doing today. Yo, look. You ready? OMG. If you look at this and you say, dude, are you serious? This is what we're doing in 3 hours? Yeah, this is it. We're going to do a magazine in 3 hours. Hey, when we're doing magazines, your client may say, can I get this in a day? And you're going to go, yes, I'll get it to you in a day. And you're going to go, oh my goodness, I'm going to be up till midnight doing this, or 3 in the morning. And guess what? This looks a lot more than it really is. If you check out master pages, is something we're going to work on together today. And I'll show you how you can use master pages to make your life really easy and to also set your documents up. This is a really old one that I've done and not on point to where I want to be, but I've changed it up since, but I kind of wanted to have that open just for reference so that we can kind of see where we're going to be at. Okay. So that's that, right? It's all good. Look at, I even had look at this awful logo I did up. That was a funky flamingo publishing logo. This is a book, mind you. It's all good. I may have even gave you that one. We should use the Sad Robot publishing company logo that we haven't created yet. So, are we ready? I'm going to close this down. I think I have let me just, you know what I'm going to do for myself? I know I have tons of copies of this, but I'm just, for reference, maybe I'm going to do this right there. This, in essence, is everything we need to complete this, okay? Because this will make our overall layout. And so I'm just going to take a screenshot of that. I'm going to close this down. See if we can't get through it together. Yeah, we'll have fun. Seat of our pants, they say, right? I've got a plan in place. I got a plan. And this is the beginning of our plan with our margins and columns. Amazing. So are we ready? Let's get organized. Before we get here, let's just shut that down. We're going to go into CAD class. Go on in if you could. CAD class, right? We're going to minimize. All right. All right. Go here. We'll minimize. Cool. You may want to shut some things down if you're finding your computer's a little slower. Typically, we're going to have InDesign works with these programs. We know from our magazine, our video game last week, and also from the postcard, right? Typically, the postcard, we just work with Illustrator, but you're always going to typically, I say always, you may have an all vector design magazine, I guess, if that's the style. Look at the, look at No Frills. Are you freaking kidding me? What is going on with No Frills? That is the coolest freaking company. They just kind of exploded on the scene there. They went from like, hey, come and buy some free, cheap yellow stuff. And now it's like, now we've got like anime exploding through the screen and they've got our own music studio and we're doing like jingles for rap and like, what just happened? Just an amazing marketing campaign. We may talk about that in branding next year. All right. So long story short, shut down what you don't need. Okay. Even your browsers, you may want to take a look at, make sure you don't have multiple browsers. Oh shoot. No, I don't want to close that down. I'm going to leave mine open because I have a few things going on. Okay. Weekly content, CAB class, right? We've got our folder open. Good. We're going to open up our downloads. We've done this now how many times? 9, right? So we should have this, we should be pretty solid now on how to just grab files, move them around and so on. I'm going to go and open this up in Finder. So we're going to have a look at it. You've got a rock and roll zip file right here. Yeah. So grab that zip file and I'm just going to bring that over into, we may put this into weekly. It's up to you. Now I might put it in one called majors and minis, whatever you like. Okay. And maybe I'll just create a new folder for myself and I'm going to call this out as in class multi-page rock. Cool. Okay, so in-class multi-page rock is what I called it. You guys can name it accordingly. It's all good. Something that makes sense to you. Now, what we're going to do is I'm going to just grab these files here, okay? I'm going to drag and drop them right over. I've already expanded them, so you can expand them if you wish, okay? Also, I've got a rocket. You'll notice that it comes over with a folder, right? Rock and roll publishing folder. Then it has document fonts if you want to open that up. We looked at that last week, right? When we did our, we did it a few times, I think, and you can grab that from that font, but I also gave you the TTF here, Dirty Ego. We're going to need that font for this in class. So please, if you could click on it and download it. Margins and guides, we're going to look at in a second. And I gave you all of these pictures. Check it out. Remember, I mentioned always, always, always have a look at your images before we bring them in. So we have an idea as to what they are, what they look like. I gave you my covers. Oh, look at that. I did do publishing sad robot. Did I mention the other one was old? There he is. Look at that. So we got our, we got our sad robot. Now he's a publishing company. Holy, this guy does everything. So we got our Zeppelin posters. Your client has supplied you with this, right? You've asked them to come to you and you're like, you're doing a rock and roll publication. Amazing. I need you to, you're going to supply me with everything. And if they're like, oh, I don't really know where to find images, you're going to go, okay, I'm going to go on to Unsplash and I'm going to grab some and then I'm going to send them and say, are these okay? And they're going to go, wow, where'd you get those? And you're going to go, yeah, that's right. You can pay me now. Right. So we've got a few things. We've got PSD files, you'll notice. And the mic cord. So this is a Photoshop file, right? We know as it's .psd. We've got JPEGs, right? The JPEGs will open up in, Previewer. Some of these are better quality than others, right? Your client may sometimes find shitty pictures online they send you. You're going to have to just inform them always. A nice little rule of thumb, everyone, and these are things that I get into that I don't typically talk about in class, sometimes depending. If you get things like this, where you're like, the client sends it to you and it's really shitty, you know what I mean? Depending on the size that they want it to be, if this is going to be an inch by an inch on the page, probably okay. But if they want this to be a full cover and they're like, I have this cover I got, right? But this is the best quality that they have. I do have rights to use it, and you're like, okay, cool. But if it's really that bad and they want to use it, what I would highly suggest to each of you when you're doing this with customers, first of all, be gentle with everyone. Nobody wants you to have a hard hand and nobody wants people that, yes, your stuff, but let's not, let's not make anyone feel like we know everything and they don't know much, because they're our customers, right? We want to be gentle with our customers. So we're going to gently go back to our customer and we're going to say, Sally, we're going to take a screenshot and I'm going to send this. I do this with customers all the time. And I'm going to send this back to my customer. And I'm going to say, Sally, I love you, Sally. You're amazing, Sally, but check this out. And she's going to look at it like that and go, oh my God, that's shitty. And you're going to go, yes, that is shitty, Sally. It is shitty, very shitty. And she's going to go, man, I don't really, we can't use that for the cover. And I'm like, yes, that's right, Sally. We can't use that for the cover. And she's going to go, oh, Mitch, thank you so much for showing me that. I didn't even realize that. I didn't zoom in on it, right? Show them proof with it. You just telling them, Sally, your photos are shit, not good. She's going to get defensive. You're going to hurt her feelings. She's the one that got those photos for you. Her Uncle Joe worked really hard to collect them for her. And we don't want to hurt anyone's feelings. We just want to be factual. We want to show her why it's shitty, because just saying that they're crappy is not going to help her and it's going to get her upset. Always go back to your customer with why they are. Yes? Sound good? That's customer service 101. Did I mention about the irrigation company that I dealt with? Anyway, right? The water company came in, not only gave me pipes, but came to my door. That's customer service, right? Okay, anyway. So we have Neil Peart. My computer's all whacked out. But you get things like this, and I'm going to go, dude, why is it all previewed weird? I don't know how yours is previewing, but apparently my Big Sur did something wacky with my previews. So I'm going to just open this up in Photoshop and have a look at it. Hey, there he is. So you may or may not have something like that, right? See this? See my previews? It's whack, right? Open your files up and make sure. Remember, we looked at this in Photoshop. Open up your files, right? And just see where they're at. Image size. Okay, 72 at 20 by 11. This is a solid picture. I know it's 72 DPI, but if I remember, if we make that 300 and we have resample off, this is a 5 by 2, okay? So remember we looked at a postcard the other day. We know 5 by 7 is a postcard. Well, this is actually, this is like a 5 by 3. So this is like bigger than a wallet size photograph. So you know what, at 300 though, this is okay. I can use this and be happy with it and not worry too much about it. It is JPEG. We didn't talk too much about compression. You're going to get into that a lot next semester. It is, you can tell it's kind of from a mag. It seems like it's got these, you know what I mean? This is a pretty bad photo, to be totally honest with you. I think I changed the DPI for all of it. I don't know, or the dimension maybe. That being said, for what we're going to use it for, I need them just for placers. You may do this for your clients as well. When you have your client with shitty pictures, but for now, they want to get started on it and they're going to go, Mitch, can you just throw in some pictures for me? We'll come back to those. I'm waiting on my client to get, you know what I mean? You may have a broker, you may have somebody in between, right? So say you're working for a marketing agency, they may come back to you and say, Mitch, go ahead and start on your stuff. If you want to just throw in some FPOs for place only pictures, please do that for now. If you can place lorem ipsum in there, filler copy, I'm still working on the body, but I need to get a layout done. I need to have something to show this client. And you're like, holy Sally, you haven't given me text or pictures and you want me to start on it? You can with placers, FPOs, and with the fill copy. And that's kind of what we're doing today. We're doing a mock-up, right? We're kind of doing, anyway, just kind of shouting it out. I'm making it so you understand why, yeah? And not only that, it's good because I'm emulating what some of your customers will give you. And it's good that we can go back. Hey, look, they did this right. We got a sad robot publishing company. Hey, look at that. Check it out. This is wrong. Our clients send this to us. If you opened up your sad robot logo and you got a font error, did anyone get a font error? Put your hand up. Maybe give me a thumbs up, or you're like, dude, I'm not there. Yeah, that was the sad robot logo. Can you just click and open that up and see what happens for me? It is Acumen. So I think we all have that in our system, but it's good that we open it up and everyone's like, dude, I'm playing Minecraft right now. Go ahead. Does anyone? Bueller? Can we go in and just double click on that sad robot logo and see what happens? It's in the folder under supplied art right here. Oh, and I'm not sharing screen. This one here. Can you just double click on it under supplied images and let me know what happens? Does anyone get a font error?
Mine's fine.
Yeah?
Yeah. Well, I'm able to pull it up in Illustrator.
Amazing. Good. So it works for me. Now, I didn't even give this a thought, to be honest, because Acumen is one of those, it's a new variable font. I think it's base for everyone's system. So you should have it. Now, if your client sends something like this and you open it up and it is missing. Now, because it's a placed image, we need to be aware of this, okay? Rule of thumb is you probably should have the font for this logo, but I'm trying to think here if you get away with it as a PDF without the font being part of it. I think it would be okay, but it's always good to be safe, right? I would always open this up and then do a Command-Shift-O. Yes. So open up that sad robot logo. If you get a font error, right, then we go back to our customer and say, you know what, your logo is though missing a font here, right? Because in theory, you're placing a file that has a font that's missing, right? We need to be aware of this. Now, I think, don't hold me to it, I haven't done this in a while. They may have fixed this, but by placing a logo as an AI file without the font embedded or without the font converted like so, I think you may be okay, but I don't want to say 100%. And I always like to be safe. So I always go into my logos and make sure that the fonts are converted to outlines like so. If you haven't done that, open up the Sad Robot logo, select on publishing, go into type, create outlines, and let's get that done, okay? Because we want to create outlines. We want that to be finalized for print. I'm 100% safe in knowing that that will be okay. Sound good? And then we're going to do a Command S and save it. Shut it down. If you don't get there, it's okay. But I just wanted to make sure that we're aware that that's something to keep an eye on. Now, what else we got? Holy guitars, JPEGs. We got a barcode, right, as a JPEG, which is fine, I guess. You may get barcodes as JPEGs. Typically, you want them to be in vector just to be 100%. If the quality of a barcode is really shitty, this is dangerous because it needs to be scanned. Yes, we talked about that. Yes, last week, right? So it's all good. Are we ready? Ready to go? I think we've got enough. I've got type supplied. Your customer supplied you copy. And what is it? Well, it's a bunch of gargly gook. There you go. And you're like, check it out. Look at that. Lots. I think there's 44 pages of nothing. Isn't that good? I know. We're going to place this copy. This is how you're typically going to get copy, right? Hey, look at that. It's an excerpt from iBook Publications. Look at that. Excerpt. Anyway, it's all lorem ipsum, right? And clearly it's the same copy as well. So come on, man. You couldn't have been a little bit, I know. It's just for placer. We can, in theory, of course, just do fill with placeholder copy as we did last week. But it's all good. Let's get started on this, right? We'll get our document set up and then maybe we'll take 10 and then we'll come back and we'll start placing images. We'll work with master pages today would be great. So we've checked out all of our files. We know we've got a text file, right? We know we've got everything there. Now, what I may do, everyone, is actually, sorry, take a step back and go into that folder one more time, okay? In class multi-page rock. I'm going to go here and instead of rock publication, let's change this to client supplied as mentioned. It is, in fact, our client supplied files, right? Let's go in, create a new folder. We are going to call this out as working, remember, or in progress. Awesome, right? And then we're going to have one, and we're going to call this out as proof. And we'll have one more, and we're going to call this out as I got paid. Yeah, baby. So this is what you give them when you get paid. Don't give them this until you get paid. I'm being facetious here. This, of course, is to client, right? Final. Print ready. Amazing. Now we're organized. Client supplied, boom. Yes. And very similar to what you should get from a client in most cases, right? You got your images. Fonts, maybe not. You may have to go back. They may just ask you to use base fonts, go into Google Font, maybe have fun with it, right? But if it has a brand, if you're working with any company with a brand, you have a nice start point. They have fonts in their logo and their slogan and their website. Always reference their websites, y'all. If you reference their website and you find that their website is atrocious, well, then you tell them that you have graduated Mohawk College and you are proficient in website design and you would love to do a beautiful website for them. Yes. Or maybe you can do it now, which is amazing. Okay. So that's good news. Yes. Sell, sell, sell. Anyway, I just have fun. We're just going to have fun today. Let's go in relative. We will go here and we will open up InDesign. We've got our folder set up. Woohoo! We're all ready to rock and roll. Now, first step, create new, right? Always. It's always a good place to start. So I'm going to go here. I'm going to do create new and we'll go through the process together. Okay. Now, by creating new, if we start at the same base together, let's go here to print. Okay. Remember, we have these across the top, right? Let's go into letter to begin with. That's a nice start spot, right? We can all start here. Yeah. Amazing. Now, my document is actually 8 by 10. So I'm going to do a nice photograph size, right? When I used to work actually at the web press printer, our document size was 8. Shit, I had it memorized. 8 and 1/8 by 10 and 6/8. You guys are like, what a random size. Yeah, I know. But the reason it was that size was based on the plate and how we laid those pages up. And making it smaller than 8.5, 11 gave us more room on a plate to then fit in all of our printer marks, bleed, etc. So if we did them at 8.5, 11, the plate sizes wouldn't allow for an 8 form, or it would, but it was really frustrating for the print guys because they wouldn't have enough leeway. And a web press is, yeah, you guys are like, dude, just, yeah, let's move on. Okay, you're ready? We did this. Command paste, Command V. Hey, it remembered. So hopefully you weren't doing whatever you were doing over there in your world and like copy paste and stuff. If you did, go back and you can copy and paste that from weekly content. And if not, you can just type this out with me right now. Right? Your name, and we're done. Okay? Amazing. Multi-page. I'm going to need this as a PDF. So yes, please name it accordingly. You guys have absolutely fantastic at naming. It's amazing to have a class where almost like 99% of us are naming our files accordingly. It's unheard of, to be totally honest with you. Have I mentioned how awesome you guys are lately? Thank you. It's awesome. So good. All right. So width. 8. Nice and easy, right? Make sure you're in inches. 8 inches. Okay. If you're in pixels, points, picas, whatever it is, change it. We want to be in inches, as we know. We're going to change our height, as mentioned, to 10. So 8 by 10s are what Nana has in her frames at home. Yeah. 8 by 10 picture size. Beautiful. This is orientation portrait. Now, this is interesting. Let's go in first off, before we get any further, let's go into preview. I love the preview option. It's down the bottom left right here. So do that with me if you could. And let's just minimize this a little bit so we can move our document over here and we can kind of see it taking shape, right? So there we go. There's our document. Okay. Now, a few things I want to do here, everyone. We have start on page 1, which is great. Facing pages. Awesome. Remember, we looked at that last week. Check this out. Facing pages are for spreads. See that? Not facing pages are for single documents, meaning write a flyer, front and back. Done. Yes? Single. Business card, front and back. Yeah? Facing pages for publication. Spreads. Yes? And we all open up a magazine or any book. That's a spread. This is what we need for a multi-page document. It's called reader spreads, okay? So we have printer spreads and reader spreads, very different. Printer spreads, of course, are the 1117s. That would have page 1 and page 16. That is a printer spread because that is exactly how it prints. Page 1 backs up, right? Page 1 and page 16 are together as a spread, right? On that 1117 page. Cool. So that's where that comes into play. Really important. We're going to start at number 1. Amazing. Now, this is interesting. We have a primary text frame. We looked at that last week. And you can, what do we want to do? Do you want to keep that on? No, let's leave it off for now. This is really good for editorial. If you're doing a book, like literally writing a novel, The Great Canadian Novel, you would want this in. Because if I'm going to do a 700-page editorial or whatever your paper, thesis, having that built into your columns, and that's exactly what it does, right? It builds the text boxes into your column. You know what? Let's leave it on. I don't know. Maybe we'll leave it on. Sure, what the hell? We'll leave it on. It's not going to hurt anything. We can go in and delete them at any time. But we can have a look at how that works. Why not, right? We're here. Columns. Let's do 2 columns, just like we did last week. Only this case, it's going to be a column and literally within a page, not a column for a spread as we did for the cover. Okay. Now, we have a gutter size. Let's go in and adjust our gutter width. And maybe, what do you want to do? Let's do a gutter width of 0.375 or 3/8, right? So we have column 2, 1, 2. We have we have text frames that are actually being placed within each of these columns, which is really neat. And they automatically flow. That's one of the beauties about this insert text frame. I can show you that in a second. So go ahead and click that on. We can look at why that's really neat and important in a second. Margin. Yeah, we know margin, our favorite thing. And I want you to increase that. And let's see what, where do you want to go? That's too much. I think 0.75 is ridiculous. 0.65 is nice. Yeah, let's do, that's, that's a solid margin. It's going to keep all of my type in a beautiful spot, right? Isn't that nice? Isn't that good? Love it. You're ready? Let's work with margins on a next level. I have copy here, but I know I want to have a header on pretty much every one of my pages. I'm going to have a header that runs across here. Okay. So why would I have a text frame start here when I have a header copy that has to be here? Yeah. You're ready? Try this with me. And if this is too much for you, it's all good. Just follow along. I'm not too concerned with this portion. I just want to show you that you can do this sort of thing. If you unlock, see if I unlock my margin here, I'll see that. If you unlock your margin, I can in fact increase just my top margin. So try that with me. With it locked, go up to 0.625 in our margin. Sorry. If you don't have margin or bleed, or you're like, Mitch, none of that's showing for me, it's just because you have to click on the arrow, right? So click on the arrow, drop that down. Okay. Right now it is linked. So when I make the change, notice how it changes around the entire perimeter. So if I go up to 0.625, awesome. Now unlock it for a second. This will now allow us to increase the top margin and only the top margin, which is awesome. And check this out. Ready? Boom, 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 boom. And maybe we'll go to 1.5 inches. Maybe 1 3/8 inches. See that? How nice. We now officially have made room for a header. Yes. And our body copy will be in each of the pages. You can, of course, adjust the actual frame at any time, but this will be a beautiful start because I know that every second spread is going to have a header in it. I may as well start with all my pages this way. And that way I don't have to make constant change. Yeah. That being said, though, we're going to look at master pages today, which is a beautiful thing. And you can do things once and then it will happen however many pages you need. And that's where master pages come in. Again, if you don't get this, it's all good, but I'd love to see if you can set this up properly and play around with it because it's really helpful, especially in this case, as mentioned, so that we can set it up with a nice little header there. Okay, so I'll point with it. Now bleed, as we know, is extremely important. How is this a print setting default and it doesn't have bleed on it? I'm so confused in design. So click up would be awesome. Right? And we'll make it 0.125 in our bleed. Okay. That's awesome. So put that in there. Dare I even say, if you want to give it a little extra because we're going to web press with this, you might want to have a 0.25 in our bleed. Okay. But our default is 0.125. Web press 0.25 because it wanders. You need more room for error. Hence why when I was at Richter Web, we would have 0.25 for our minimum bleeds. Okay. That being said, the majority of our documents, and now web printing, still, it's a little rickety. It's a rickety press. Some of them, right? They're getting more and more advanced, of course, and maybe 1/8 is now minimums, but that's just where we go at. We're good. Did everyone get that okay? Where are we at here? We're an hour in. We've got a document set up. Now, one thing we haven't done yet, the amount of pages, right? Now, how many pages do we want in this document? Right? Check it out. We forgot that step. Right now I have 1 page, right? There it is, 1 page. I'm going to move that dialog. See, 1 page. We've got our column set up. We've got our bleed in. We've got our margin set. And we've also got an insert margin here. Also, we've got a text box in each of these columns by clicking on insert text frame. How cool. So hopefully I'm not losing anyone. Just follow along with me if you could. It would be awesome. Even if it's like you're kind of going, there's no way I'm going to remember this shit, bro. That's okay. Right? Well, it's good that we just experience it and it's nice. Okay. Next semester, you're going to go in more depth into some of these things for sure, but it's good that we touch on it. Hey, we got 3 hours together. Let's make the most of it. Yeah. Maybe 5 hours together. Okay. So there you go. Right. We've got this. Good. Now, I did not adjust it to be 16 pages, did I? Okay. Now, if I go in, let's see, make this 16. Are you kidding me? How simple is that? Right? Now, check it out. Right here, quick change at any time. Yes? So what you'll notice, you can try this with me, everyone. Over in our properties, first of all, let's go to Window, Workspace, Reset Cab, please. Cab class. Okay, there we go. Let's go into Window, Workspace, Reset. Amazing. Let's get back to square one. Okay. This is our cab class setup, right? Amazing. I'm going to just do this for now. Let's get that anchored in there. Good. So we've got our layers. Amazing. We've got color. We've got pages, extremely important. Ah, that's a better workspace. There we go. Right. So that we should have something like this, right? For our workspace. We did this first week together, at least 2 weeks ago. Pages, links, extremely important. Layers, extremely important. Color and swatches, extremely important. Yeah, all right here at our fingertips. This properties is amazing. Didn't we add properties in here? It's down here, isn't it? This seems like the wrong workspace. Probably 2020. Let's go back. Yes, you guys are like, dude, that doesn't look anything like my workspace. There it is. Changed it up every year, right? Things change. Error, workspace. This is it, y'all. Good. Links, pages, layers, swatches. This is a huge one right here. Oh, I love this. Check it out. Rulers, we know. Right here, rulers. Grids, baseline grid. Beautiful. You'll get here next semester or next year. Grid for laying out if you want to play with your grid. This is all right here at the bottom, rulers and guides, right? We have lock guides and all this fun stuff. Quick actions, what does this say? Import file. Hey, look at that. If you want to do a Command D or file place, import file right there. Cool. Adjust layout, we're not going to get to. A fascinating ability, though, in InDesign really saves our bacon when we have created a 16-page document and then your customer comes back and says, hey, Mitch, can you make that 1117 instead of an 8.5 11? And you're like, Joe, it took me freaking 4 days to do this for you. And right now you decide to change your document size. I have to redo the entire publication now. Because you change a document size, the entire thing is garbage. I've got to redo this. No, you don't. Adjust layout is phenomenal. Beautiful feature. If you do get into a large publication layout and your customer changes it, you click on adjust layout. You can then change margin, doc size, bleed, everything. What happens is it automatically tries to adjust for the document size, keeps your images in check, your text flows in check. It does an amazing job at basically reformatting your entire 200-page document at the new document size. Just next level. You will get there maybe next year, but I just wanted to call that out. Just gorgeous. Okay, that being said, we have facing pages on. Let's go in and adjust our document count. As mentioned, I wanted to do 16. Yeah, we need to keep it in increments of 8. Check this out. Remember I mentioned about inset text frames? Go here and just click on there. Hey, cool. Notice this is a single text frame with a column built in, with a margin built in. See that? You can, and what it did is just emulated our document setup. As mentioned, this was that insert text frame, which is really cool. Now, if I were to go in and do type, insert place copy, notice how it already flows. Try that again with me. Black arrow, hit the V key. Select on that box of copy, just select. Okay, go into type and fill right there. Type, fill placeholder. Amazing, right? Check it out. Now that is where my copy will always start. I've got a header I can go in there and do that with. Something you may want to key in on, right click. Okay. I'm going to show, I don't want to get into too much typesetting. We did that last week with our cover and you're maybe playing around with typesetting. One that I didn't call out last week that I want to call out this week, which is extremely important. InDesign is all about text. It's all about layout. Text frame options will be your best friend. This is where you're going to find all of those really cool little things like line indents. And go ahead and do this with me. So click on the box for a sec, okay? And I want to go and click, right click and go text frame options, and then just check these out. All I know, did I mention there's a lot of settings for everything? There is a ton of settings for everything, and literally a text frame. There's our text frame options, right? We have 2 columns. We can change that. 1 column, see that? It changes. We can go back to 2 columns. It remembers what we were defaulted at. Amazing, thank you for that. Balance columns, I don't even know. I'm gonna guess that has to do with baseline shift and baseline alignments. Gutter, I can literally go in and change my gutter size. See that? On the fly. No worries, go back. I don't want that, I want it to be the same as it was. There we go. We can adjust our inset spacing. So click here and go to inset. Now, if I click up, notice what happens. See how it's going inside of the frame? Isn't that cool? So that is telling me that I'm bringing in my inset around the entire perimeter of the box. And I had someone reach out to me, a student reach out to me about their cover, and they had their text frame from edge to edge on the back of their cover. And they're like, but Mitch, I like that I have it centered right now, but I want to bring my text in so that it's not like right on the edge. Well, a few ways that you can do that, of course, is we can just go in, grab the box, and you can move the box in like that. But check it out, by doing that, especially with a column, notice how my text, it kind of gets a little wacky, right? And it's a manual adjustment. So I'm just trying to do that on a manual side. Instead, if we right click and do text frame option, I can just go into my text inset, enlarge it, and now I'm bringing it away from the edge of the document or the edge of the text frame. Isn't that cool? And then if I'm like, oh, but now my margin's a little, no worries, gutter size. Let's increase that a bit. Isn't that awesome, right? Isn't that cool? So we've now got that set up. This is interesting. I've never tried this before, but notice text wrap is on here. Isn't that cool? We're gonna get to text wrap in a bit. I'll show you that. Vertical alignment. This is where that center bottom justify. Remember we looked at, let me just cancel that for a second. Remember for our, when we were working on for our cover, remember we did this and you have 1 player, right? 1. Do this with me, all. Do a text box quickly. And again, this is why I run out of time, but that's okay. We're playing around. Go here and do a text box, okay? Now just type in your name. Yeah, Joseph in the Technicolor Dreamcoat, saying. So there you go. You got your name typed in a text box. Draw a text box, type your name, nice and easy, yeah? Now let's click on that text box. And if you right click and go into your frame options, look at that. Command B is the short key. Look at this. Now, vertical justification is here. Center. Are you kidding me? Isn't that cool? So that is now saying that I've got this centered to the text box. If we're doing player 1, remember what I did last week? I just showed you to bring the text box down because I wanted to show it to you this week. You don't need to. You can do center alignment. Notice you can justify. That's not going to do anything. It's 1 line of copy, but bottom, center. You guys get the idea, yeah? And I'm going to hit OK for that. And then, of course, I'm going to go to my paragraph setting and center it there. Now, no matter what happens, when I size my text box up, notice it will always stay centered. It will always stay alignment centered. Nice, right? So I can always be on that. Cool? That again, maybe we don't want to overdo our center justification, everyone. Just keep that in mind. A lot of people nowadays, we've moved into just stay left center. Justifications is nice. It's clean, right? So kind of keep that in mind. Also, just to call out, we're finding a lot of students are doing this. Please stay away from justifying your copy, meaning I'll show it to you now so you know not to do it. We're not doing books. And there's this thing here, and I think people like to use it because they feel like they're creating alignment, which yes, you are going to create alignment with this. If you go here and click there, we see this in every book we've ever read. This is used literally on very rare cases when we're doing up 700-page, romance novel. Don't know why I went there. This is not used in general terms for design, okay? So please try to stay away. I think, I don't know, just I'm showing it to you because it's good that we look at our paragraph options, center, right, justify, center, justify. These are all justification settings, right? Yes, this works well for a book. Just, I would highly recommend all of us, let's just get working with our left justification in general terms and see what we can do with that, okay? Because this really is where we want to be, and regardless, okay? Sound good? Right click, text frame options, right? What else we got in there? I think that covers off the majority of what we need. Check this out. We have column rules, baseline options, baseline shifts, first, oh my goodness, auto size, and Not going to worry about any of those. I just wanted to call this out for all of you that you do have this, okay? And it's there for you, okay? Wow, that's just body, that's copy, right? Now, I have 2 pages here. I'm going to go back to 1. Notice when I do 2 pages up here, everyone, click on 2. Notice how, because it's a facing page, that it places my next page here to the left, because it's waiting for my first spread, right? It's waiting for, we flip the cover and then we've got page 2 and then the spread. Yes? Let's go in and make, we're going to have 16 pages. So let's go in and make 16 pages. This is going to be part of the exercise I'm going to need to see though, okay? So please go in and make 16 pages. Now, if you just use your wheel, you can scroll through your pages and have a look. Good, nice, right? If you hit Command and click, you'll notice, check it out. You've got, hey, text boxes in each of these. Isn't that cool? Even cooler is if I go to fill, copy. Yes, check it out. It instantly filled my copy. It's interesting. It started filling from page 3 because my mouse or my cursor was there on that. So I'm going to undo for a second. Okay. I'm actually going to go start up here. I might even do a Command A, select on all, delete copy. Okay. Don't delete the text frame. I'm going to delete the copy out of the frame. So click, click, right? Even if you're black arrow, click, click, get into the type. Remember, that's a short key that you can use at any time. Command, click, click, get into a text frame. Command A, that will select on all, and we're going to delete that body copy out. This is the benefit of that copy flow. You ready? Now your client supplies you with copy already, and it's right here in your thing. So I'm not going to do fill copy. Let's do this as though a client sent it to us, which in theory they have, because that's what we're doing, right? In class rock page, book, good. So go navigate to where you got your files. I didn't do open or place or anything. I just literally went and I'm navigating my folders. Okay, and I'm going to go into client supplied, and your client gave you this text. So I'm going to open that up. It is a Word file. If you do not have Microsoft Word on your computer, don't worry about it. I think so. I say I think so. You can, in fact, this is typically what I do. Command A, select on all. Yes, Command C. And if you're like Mitch, it didn't open in Word for me. I'm gonna show, we'll work on that in a second. We can go here now, click, right? And Command V. Check it out. It then placed. Now, I wanted to mention this. Check out what happened here. See this? This is where that inset text frame, it's interesting. What it did was it added pages because I had that inset text frame in there. It wanted to add multiple pages in there. That's whack. Why did it do that? That's fine. Sorry, excuse me. Oops.
Hey, Mitch,
Yo.
how did you get text boxes in all the pages?
Oh, that was in Command Shift. Hold on, Command Shift. We did that in the setup. Sorry, Jordan.
Oh,
Command N. It was right here. And you could do that now, pal, if you want. We haven't done really a whole lot. So let's try that again if you want. Command N. We haven't done anything as mentioned. Primary text frame. Now you'll find what happened there is it actually didn't work very well for me, did it? If you have primary text frame on and we create, so I can do it again, just with Command N because it'll default into our settings, right? And I do a Command V and paste. Oh, that time it worked just fine. Look at that. Isn't that funny? Because we started with one page. Okay, isn't that whack? Sorry. Yeah. By doing it with 16 pages in it, the inset text body wanted to kind of push it, right? So notice what happened here is it worked beautifully this time. But if I do it this way with properties, right? And I go into my properties, sorry, and I start with 16 pages. Then I go Command V. Unless InDesign's just whacking out for me. Yeah, see this? Isn't that wacky? So what it did was it actually bumped by adding in all this copy, because I'd already had a 16-page document in, having an inset frame, what it did was it pushed all of my pages down. So it inserted 14 pages of copy. Isn't that whack? Anyway, don't worry about it. Command Z. It's all good. It's all good. I can literally go back Command Z, even go back all the way Command Z. And what I want you to do is go to page 1. There we go. 1 page. Yes. Did we get there? I'm not trying to confuse anyone. I can literally go back, shut that one that I did down. But yeah, Jordan, if you want to go and do a Command N, anybody, if you want to play around with that primary text frame, you can. In all fairness, good or bad, it can get a little confusing, as you just noticed there, because what happened was it wanted to insert pages of copy into my 16 pages of document. Not what I wanted. And you guys are like, well, why are you showing us this then? Well, it's good that we know how it works, right? So there it is. 1 document, 1 page. Let's try that again. Click Command V. Check it out. Isn't that wild? So this is where that inset text frame is helpful for doing an editorial, especially when I start with page 1. It will automatically insert those pages for you. Yes, good or bad, maybe this is too much and it may be confusing for some. So if you're like, dude, that is really frustrating and confusing, then no worries. You can literally go in and get rid of that inset text frame, right? Now, if I create a new page, it will be there though, because I have my document set up with it applied. Okay. So holy heck, you're like, so what do you want us to do, Mitch? What do you want us to do? Well, let's go in. You know what? Jordan, you had it right. Let's take that off. Okay. You guys are like, seriously? Yeah. So I'm going to close, actually do a Command N. Oh shit, don't do a paste. That was all my copy. I just typed in 14 digit. Okay. So we'll just do your name, right? Underscore. And then what we're going to do is what this was, multi-page, right? Sure, something like that. I will accept that if that's what it is. We can go back and just copy and paste it from our instructions, right? Probably be good. 8 by 10, everything should be the same. Good. Just remove this one. That was a little bit more, I think, maybe more too much than what, you know. There. We will go in and we'll put a text frame in here, okay? Now, that's a nice little lesson though. Aside from inset text frame, we just work with that with our text frame options. You ready? Go up here and let's draw a text frame. All right, there we go. Text frame. Yes. So you'll notice snap should be on. So your guides and grids. I have snap to guides, lock column guides. Okay. So snap is beautiful because that will just make sure that I'm snapping to, right? Extras, smart guides as well. Command U is nice to have on right here. Notice mine is off. I'm going to turn those on right now. Command U or view guides, smart guides. Yes, good. Those are handy. Okay. And then for now, we can even go, as mentioned, to fill placeholder copy. Again, this is a great exercise, just practicing with our text frames, right? Right click. So do this with me one more time. We've got our base, right? We got rid of that inset frame because I don't want to confuse anyone. I'm sorry for even showing you that. I shouldn't have, but that's okay. We'll go there. Yes. Make a frame, text box. We're going to insert with placeholder for now. Nice. With that selected, so I can command, click on the box, right click, text frame options. And we can manually do this. Isn't that nice? So now, ready? Right click, text frame option. We just looked at this together. I want number, right? And let's go here, 2 columns. See that? 2. We know that we want our gutter, right? What am I doing here? Width. I need my glasses. I need my glasses all. Sorry, there's my gutter. I'm going to cancel out of there. Sorry. Did I mention I need my glasses? Sorry. 2 columns, gutter width. There we go. Good. See that? So our gutter width is growing. Nice. Go back. Let's put the gutter width to match what we have there, which was 0.375. Nice. See that? So now we built in a gutter. Notice this. See this all? Remember I talked about that plus sign and how we have added copy? By increasing the gutter size, we've created this big space, and therefore we have reflow now. Important to know. Yeah? Sound good? Now inset copy, if we wanted to pull that in even further, I don't need to. I built this with an inset in, of course, because that's why we have so much room around the edge, right? This is nice. This is good. There we go. Hey, we looked at text frame options. We looked at placing frames within that. We looked at all of our document settings in here, okay? We actually looked to use our header, okay? This is nice. So hopefully we got there okay. If you even needed to do a command, as mentioned, if you needed to go in and do another command N to go back and just get rid of that text frame ability, I shouldn't have showed that to you. I'm sorry. It's all good. We get there. I'm going to go into major mini projects, in class multi-page rock. This is my, so Command S all, make sure we save it because I'm going to take a 10-minute break. I'm dying for coffee right now, and I'm going to go get my glasses so I can see what the hell is going on. Multi-page document exercise 3 InDesign. We're going to put that there. Yay, we got it. We got a document set up for the most part. Yes? You guys are like, we've got a page, Mitch. We've got a page. Yeah, that's right, we do. All right. So, did we get that okay? Nurgul's like, break, please. Hey, I read your mind. Okay. Yeah, let's take a break, okay? I know this stuff is a little drier for some of us. We're like, dude, text boxes, really? I know, but it's so integral. It's such an important thing. I know it's not drawn a sad robot logo. And you guys might be like, dude, that was the opposite of fun. Are you kidding me? But hey, it's what it is, right? We'll get through this. So yes, let's take a break. What time is it? 20 after. Let's come back at 10:30 maybe. Sound good? And then we'll get some, we'll get our cover placed. And then we'll work with master pages. Whoa, that's fun. Okay, so I'm going to stop recording there. And then